I'm coming in just after daylight. I mean, we had a good storm move through here. It didn't leave till about 1:30, 2 o'clock this morning. I truly don't expect much. But I am going to get down through here, check all the sets, make sure they're functional. Because now that have had 2 days of rain, things are about to move. We got a week of solid, good weather coming. What I've got left in here after taking 12 out in the first 2 chicks should be ripe for the picking. I'll make sure all the sets are functional, and hopefully we've caught something. But if we don't, it's kind of expected due to the rain. May have kept everything in their dens last night. And we'll get on down the creek and see what we can find. Hopefully we'll have at least one. We'll see. Well, not the way I wanted to start the day, but I got to the first set this morning and I poked around and found the trap, and I do have a miss. I will get it reset. It wasn't, it was only about 4 inches out of the bed, kind of moved off to one side. And it looks like they have put some more mud and sticks and kind of done a little doctoring on the castor mount. So hopefully some of these beaver moved last night after the rain stopped. But we did have a little bit of attention paid to this one. So I'm gonna make sure it's up and running good, because we got clean weather coming for about a week. And these sets are gonna catch. When they do move in big numbers after this storm, they're gonna have to get out and doctor up all the castor mounds, remark their territory, freshen everything up, and that's what I'm waiting on. I'll get this set redone and move down. Well, no visitors on set 2, but I can still see the castor lure on it, so it's in good shape. And I'm going to just move down to set number 3. Hopefully we've got something. We do know we had at least one customer come through last night and had a miss. Tonight should move good. Well, nothing on this set. The trap's bedded right there. So I did put a little more castor lure up here. Just freshened it up after this rain moved out, because I do have a lodge behind me. And I have not pulled a beaver off this little colony yet. It's due, and it'll probably be tonight. I see the beaver is bringing in fresh grass and fresh mud up here. Don't know, probably needed another set right here, but I'm going to work on this one by putting the lure on this side of the mound to pull them where I want them to be. So we'll move on down. Nothing yet. Well, this is set number 4 so far. Nothing, no catches yet, but I am getting everything primed up, ready for them to move tonight. Should be some pretty weather coming, and oh, that's gonna hit again. The water's dropped a good bit, because this was holding good water the other day, so they're pulling the water out of here. So I'm just going to rearrange and rebed stuff a little deeper, and let's see what happens tonight. I may be pulling out of here and moving somewhere else. I'm just making sure I've got everything set up for tonight. The trap's still bedded good, lure's still good on the mound. Fresh sign on it, but I took out 12 in 2 days, so there's not quite as many players on the field. So let's see if we do any good tonight at some of these sets. They'll have to move. Just running around here checking all the castor mount sets and make sure they're doped up good for tonight. They will get out and move. It's just maybe not last night. This 40-mile-an-hour winds and torrential downpour, but the lure's still holding strong. I can see it on the edges of the mound. You can see these light brown spots. Trap's bedded right there. Let it crawl out. They mess around and move tonight, they'll be going with me. I'll keep moving down. I'm just getting the making sure the traps are bedded good, and I can see the pan right there. Making sure they got lure on them this morning, and see the sun is just now starting to break out of the clouds. The storm clouds are moving out. What beaver are left in here tonight, we'll get out and move. Good lure on the sets, good trap placement. Right there's the pan. Right in front of the takeout where they've been crawling up here to put all this mud on these mounds. And hopefully something moved somewhere this, last night after the rain stopped. But we're gonna keep moving down, make sure everything's still functioning and ready for tonight if they move. Trap's in good shape. Right in front of the takeout where they've been putting all their mud up here. There'll be days like these. No catches yet, but I'm just reapplying a little castor lure after this extremely terrible rain. I am seeing some fresh signs giving me hope for tomorrow. Some places where I've made catches, the beaver have set up new castor mounds close to it, but it's like they've given up using the one where I made the catch on. So we're playing chess, I guess. I'll keep moving down. Well, it's the first set that I'm coming to, and hopefully I've got a catch. I do not see the trap up here at the mound, but I'll try to get the canoe positioned better to poke around and find the cable and make sure that trap's not in the bed just covered up with mud, because we did get a good bit of rain. But hopefully that big ball of grass out there's got something in it, because that's usually what they've been doing, just balling up in this mess when I make a catch. I'll find out in a minute. It feels heavy, but it's gonna take me about 20 minutes to get this huge wad of grass untangled out of this mess, and hopefully somewhere down in there is a catch. But we'll find out in a minute. That is heavy. Well, beaver number one is in the boat. It is not a big one. It is a decent little 2-year-old, but he had all that mess wrapped up. It kind of works to my advantage, because once they get wrapped up in it, they can't fight it, and they can't usually get back to the surface to get air. They get wore out and the trap pulls them down. I had him by one toe. One toe. Let's see if we can't get that. One toe. He's mine now. Happy to get him on this terrible weather night. But I'll get over to get this and reset and move over to the other colony. That's up the other side of that creek, and I figured I'd have one, because the weather was not real pleasing to be getting out and moving, so the beaver just stayed home, I guess. But I'll get the set remade and keep moving. Well, the little castor mound I had on the lodge itself might have scored another hit. The trap's not where I put it, and the mound is totally not where I put it. There was a pile of water, grass, and mud and castor right there. It's gone. Trap's gone. I see the double ferrule. I'm gonna look from there, see where this thing is at. Cable looks like it's running in a different direction. We'll find out in a minute. I was so much getting nervous here for a minute. There's some double ferrules and some cable that was on an anchor at one time. I saw this and thought it was mine, but that cable had been cut. But you normally don't find other people's gear out there. I was like, some don't look right, so I was poking around and seeing, well, if it got cut or what. I did find the cable. I will get hooked to it again, get it up here and see where it goes. Trap's gone. And just at first glance, finding that cut cable right there made me think somebody stole my stuff, because that's 1/8 cable. You just don't cut that stuff. And let me find my cable again. I was like, whew, glad that wasn't stolen. I'll look around and see if I can find it. Well, he didn't get very far down the cable, but it's just a 1/2 pint. It is a kitten. But hey, do have beaver number 2 in the morning, just not the size I'm looking for. I mean, hold on. Double backfoot catch, and tell from the size of my hand, he ain't no whopper. But landowner be tickled. It's still another tail. Just a itty bitty beaver. He'd probably fit on a muskrat board. But yeah, I'll get him stored behind me and keep moving. At least we've got 2. Well, that threw me for a loop right there, because I do find my cable still there. But the other double cable, who knows? That might have been one of mine from last year. I couldn't get out for the roots. I think it is. Well, that's my kind of setup. Double ferrule, single stop. We'll see if I can't get that back. Just note to self that there is another cable here. And it's not mine, I don't think. But I do have the set redone, redoped. I'm going to run the cable out in deep water and yeah, get this. Hopefully we'll make another catch here tonight. I got nothing in that set. I did put a little more of the Alpha Delta caster lure. Right there is that shiny brown blob next to the boat paddle. We did get some rain. It beat the stuffing out of this area. But I do have the pan of the trap. Pan of the trap is right below that paddle right there. Hopefully we'll catch another beaver when they come out to check things and redo and redope their caster mounds, marking their territory. That's what it looks like bedded on the bottom, right in front of that caster mound. So, got it going. Hopefully we'll catch here tonight. Well, I might have another catch. We'll find out in a minute. Trap's not in the bed. I see the cable on the bottom. And if the wind wasn't fighting me, I'd have done had it hooked to it. We'll get it pulled in here in a minute and see if we've held on to something. Well, there's beaver number 3 of the morning. This is a decent beaver. I'd say 2-year-old, no casters to speak of, but he is buried in that TS-85. I'll get the trap off of him, get him stored. That's beaver number 3 of the morning. That's 15 beaver I've taken out of these little series of colonies here in 3 chicks. So let's see what tomorrow brings. I may be pulling everything out of here tomorrow and moving. That's a nice beaver. Good light brown colored. Didn't feel like he had a bunch of bites on him. About 13, 14 inch tail. Just a bigger 2-year-old. Happy to get him, but I'm gonna get that set remade and keep moving. I do have underneath that leaf a TS-85 rebedded right there, right in this little dished out cove spot. Taking some more of the Alpha Delta caster lure and put it up here right between these two at mounds. I mean, they got more mounds around, but this was just the best place to give me a target for the beaver to approach. And yeah, it paid off. I'll move down to the last set of the day, but maybe it did some good too. We'll find out in a minute. Well, this is the trap set where I had the nutria yesterday, where the nutria completely eroded that face. I moved the trap over here and kind of sent it up a little place for him to crawl out again. Didn't make a catch, but the trap was knocked off the shelf that I had made to set it on. So this one had some attention last night too, just didn't make a catch. Maybe they'll come back and try it again. I would just about be willing to bet somebody this one right here's got a nutria in it tomorrow. Everything about this place just says nutria activity. Right here, where I've taken and scooped up the vegetation and grass to make a better shelf to bed the trap on, and put the beaver lure up here just to give that broadcasted scent. It's in about 3.5, 4 inches deep, pan center right there, but it's a TS85. It's 8.5 inches wide. Anything coming up through there is going to hit that pan on the way out and be caught. But I'll bet it's a nutria. That's just me. That's just the feeling I got for this set. I've already caught one here and a beaver, but I'll bet there'll be a nutria here tomorrow. I'll find out. I'm headed back to the boat ramp. Well, that's just my catch of the day. One bigger 2-year-old, one regular 2-year-old, and a half pint, or should I call him just shot glass? He's tiny. But that makes beaver number 13, 14, and 15 in these 3 chicks. So hopefully we'll pick up some more tonight because the weather should be favorable for movement. But if it slows down much more than this, I'll be a moving.